It's the third day of the new year, right? And I told myself this year I'm moving to Ghana. My lease is up in April. And upon calculation, I've decided that I need around 40, 50K in order to move. I've got to tell me, you need to go home. They waiting on you to go home. So much opportunity is there for you. And it's going to be a lot of people that come behind you, but you got to get sustained here first. So just figure it out, but you need to go there.
In 1 week from today, we'll be in Ghana. And the more I'm like touching things that aren't coming with us, that are coming with us, it's just really putting into perspective what's actually coming with us.
I know where I'm going. I know where I'm supposed to be. That's for sure. For sure, for sure.
I'm packing, I'm decluttering, and I'm just touching things that I thought mattered more than they do.
I'm supposed to be in Ghana, y'all. Oh, wait. Y'all just don't know how good I feel.
After the whole Christmas and New Year celebration, which is well known as 30 December, other people call it December in Ghana, guys. Whatever way you wish to call it is fine. We've got massive publicity coming from our Black American family and other foreigners who were with us during the festive period. Most of them publicly shared their experience and thanking Ghanaians for the love and support they've got, guys. I'm here to let you know that the numbers of visitors you saw last year, 2025, is little compared to the ones trooping in this year, 2026. And as I'm talking to you right now, massive numbers of Black Americans are preparing to relocate to Ghana. Now the question is, does Ghana have enough space for them? And my answer is a big yes, guys. Let's take a look at the video. But before then, I would love to give a shout out to my returning subscribers. Thank you so much for always clicking in. And if you're new here, my name is Delphina. I'm super excited to have you here. Please don't make it your last by subscribing, like this video, and share the video. Also, do a to press notification bell to get notified whenever I drop another one, guys. Let's get right into the video.
Today is one of those days where it's very quiet. I'm packing, I'm decluttering, and I'm just touching things that I thought mattered more than they do. In 1 week from today, we'll be in Ghana. And the more I'm like touching things that aren't coming with us, that are coming with us, it's just really putting into perspective what's actually coming with us. And what we're actually taking with us is like our courage, faith, gratitude, that we're actually able to go on this journey and, you know, just giving it all that this journey is going to be the best yet for, you know, our family, the three of us together, and for all of us individually. And I hope you stay tuned for more vlogging as we leave America and head to Ghana. Bye. Happy Sunday.
Guys, I'm so sorry for cutting you short. Please, before we continue, I would love us to take a look at the reason why foreigners are moving to Ghana. Yeah, I know you already know, but others do not. So let's take a look at it.
The real reason why African Americans are moving to Ghana. African Americans are moving to Ghana in record numbers. From New York to California, more and more African Americans are packing their bags and moving to Ghana as a part of a growing trend called reverse migration. Why? Because there's an abundance of opportunities waiting for them in this West African country. With growing industries like mining, agriculture, and technology, Ghana is an excellent place for anyone looking to build a future for themselves. Let's take a closer look at the 5 biggest reasons why so many African Americans are moving to Ghana. 1. The Ghanaian economy is thriving. Ghana is one of the fastest growing economies in Africa. It has a GDP of $192.5 billion and a GDP growth rate of 5.5% in 2017. The country also has a booming mining sector, which makes up a big part of its economy. The nation is also a major exporter of cocoa beans, gold, iron ore, and other minerals. It also has significant potential in the agricultural sector, with a variety of crops that could be grown in the country. Ghana has an emerging middle class with growing demand for food and other goods. As more people join the middle class, they'll have more money to spend on necessities and other goods. This economic growth has led to positive changes in the country, including an increase in the healthcare sector and an increase in the number of schools and universities. 2. Ghana has a low cost of living for expats. Ghana has a cost of living that's much lower than the US. That means expats will save a lot of money by not having to pay for the cost of living in the country. They can also enjoy a very low cost of living in the country by living in expatriate communities. Expatriate communities like Accra and Tamale have a low cost of living and a high quality of life for expats. These communities are popular destinations for African Americans who are looking for a new home. 3. Ghana has great education opportunities for children. There are several good schools in Ghana that offer quality education. This means that any African American kids who move to the country can send their children to good schools. This is a great way to ensure that your kids are able to grow up and get the education they deserve. Unfortunately, there aren't many public schools in Ghana. This means that parents will have to pay for private school tuition. This is another area where African Americans can enjoy a low cost of living and high quality of life. 4. Ghana is very safe for families and women. There has been a push in recent years to make Ghana a safer country for women. This has led to a push to increase the number of laws that protect women. This has led to an increase in the number of women who are safe to walk outside at night with no fear of being attacked. These laws have also led to an improvement in the safety of Ghanaian women. That means that they're much less likely to get attacked than women in other countries. This is a great chance for anyone who is thinking of moving to Ghana with their family. The nation continues to be a very safe place for people from all walks of life. It's also a very safe place for single people. That means that African Americans who move to Ghana can enjoy a very low chance of being attacked due to their race. 5. African Americans can help shape Ghana's future. With widespread migration from other countries, such as the US, Africa is becoming an even more important region for international business. Companies are looking for easy access to large consumer markets. This means that many companies are moving their headquarters to Africa. With this migration, these companies are bringing with them jobs for local citizens. This means that African American expatriates can be a big part of shaping the future of Ghana. How to move to Ghana as an African American. As America's melting pot, Ghana is a great place to move as an African American. First, explore the possibility of moving as a family. It's important to consider what kind of life you want to lead in Ghana. Are you interested in working in a specific industry, or are you open to exploring different opportunities? This will help you decide if Ghana is the right choice for you. Next, start building a network of people who live in Ghana. This will help you get access to information about the country and connect with people who can help you make the move. So to conclude, Ghana is a great choice for African Americans looking to move to a new home. It's a safe place for families to move, it has great education opportunities for children, and its growing economy means that opportunities are endless. If this description sounds like something you'd enjoy, then it might be time to move to Ghana. The best part about moving to Ghana is that it's relatively easy to do so. All you have to do is research the best places to move to in Ghana, make a plan, and then follow through with your plans.
I ain't never been as ready to move nowhere. Usually when I'm moving cross country, you know, apartment to apartment, house to apartment, I usually dread the shit because I know I'm gonna be the one moving everything. You got to do extreme packing, cleaning before you. Because I'm a Virgo and I'm tedious. I don't usually be excited to move, but I'm very excited to move out of the country. It's like anywhere is better than here right now. Shit is just so unstable. I've seen it in my industry, and massage is typically recession proof, but I've seen it in my industry. These companies are struggling to stay afloat. Everybody's canceling memberships. The ones who are keeping their memberships are strictly keeping them because they need the massage to keep from offing themselves. Okay, they're that close. They most likely 9 times out of 10 only go to that spa or use that membership because they like that therapist. I've been doing this shit for a minute now. I'm going on good 4 years of massage, and one of the things that I found is that this is these people mental health services, okay? And if they're canceling their mental health services because they can't afford it, we in trouble. We is in motherfucking trouble. I am so excited I'm leaving. I'm just making sure I can afford to leave, but baby, when I tell you it is time, it is motherfucking time. Life is like this. It's the third day of the new year, right? And I told myself this year I'm moving to Ghana. My lease is up in April, and upon calculation, I've decided that I need around 40-50K in order to move. And in order to do that, I have to have a side hustle that averages around 150 a day on top of my 2 jobs, right? I probably don't need that much, but you have to reach higher in order to reach your actual goal, right? So my first day, 1 o'clock in the morning, January 1st, I get a booking for $195. I kid you not. Swear to God. This is after telling the universe, like, this is what I need in order to get there. I know y'all want me to get there. I done got so many readings, and every single reading I've got tell me you need to go home. They waiting on you to go home. So much opportunity is there for you. And it's going to be a lot of people that come behind you, but you got to get sustained here first. So just figure it out, but you need to go there. So I'm like, I know I need to go, but I need the money. So first day, boom. Second day, I take a break. I said, I'm going to take a deep breath. I'm going to breathe a little bit. I'm going to sleep because I've been in fight or flight mode for the longest, especially all last fucking year. I ain't really had time to breathe. It's just been a bunch of like double shifts, double shift, double shifts. And I realized later that the job I was working was not profitable at all. I was working more and making less. I done switched to a new job. I make the same thing and work a lot less. And it's more money. You understand? So that was another blessing that kicked in before the new year. And then also, I quit that job. The day that I quit that job that was overpaying me, that was underpaying me, I swear to God, the same day that I quit that job, I made my daily goal, just doing mobile massage. When I tell you the way that God works on me and works through me when I'm supposed to be doing something, all the unhealthy attachments that I had are gone. They are gone. Gone. Whatever I was worried about, who I was worried about, I don't care about that no more. All I care about right now is taking care of my goddamn kids. Don't nothing else matter to me more than that. And us getting to West Africa. Nothing else matters. You cannot distract me with men, with money. We only 3 days in. And I'm getting every confirmation I need. My last confirmation of the 3rd day of January 2026 to let me know that I am going to Ghana. And I'm going to stay, and I'm going to get stable, and this is where I'm supposed to be. It's probably my 100th fucking confirmation. I have one client that booked last minute today after I told my job I couldn't come in because I already had one this morning, 2 earlier in the evening, back to back, same place, and then this one popped up. And it was a guy named Alex something. And he was like, he booked, but he wanted some earlier. But I said, I can only do 7. Is that okay? He said, okay, it's fine. You call my friend, you let my friend know. I remember reading her name and saying, that's West African. I said, she gonna understand. She know about the hustle. I'm not tripping. I told her I'll be there by 7. Get there. We get done with the massage. She tried to get my personal information, right? Because usually even when you work on the app, you can book on and off the app. It's all up to you. You know what I'm saying? If they have a membership, I try to keep them on the app. But if they don't, I tell them that, yeah, you can book me outside on my site or whatever, right? Why the fuck? At the end, I told her, I said, yeah, I work 7 days a week. But I'm going to be doing this up until April. After April, I'm leaving. And she said, where you going? I said, I'm moving abroad. She said, where? I said, Ghana. She said, I'm from Ghana. I should have known because her name was Nani. I should have known her ass was Ghanaian when she said Nani. I said, girl, I said, yeah, me and my kids leaving. She said, are you Ghanaian? I said, I'm not Ghanaian, but she said, are you from West Africa? I said, my ex-husband's, he's Ivorian, and I need to be in the English-speaking country. I need to be independent. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got kids, but our kids don't speak the language. You know, it's kind of like taboo. They need to learn the language, and, you know, with everything going on, I figured it'd be better for me and him to just go over there for a little while, invest over there, because honestly, you know, the economy is way higher. It's better over there, right? And she was like, I said, I'm sure you hear that a lot. Everybody moving to Ghana. She said, girl, every day. She said, I'm just stuck over here. I said, you're not stuck. It's only for now. But that was the last confirmation I need. Spirit say you're going. Don't worry about the card, because I've been worried about the car shipping my fucking furniture. What am I keeping? What am I throwing away? What can I keep? Should I do barrels or should I do container? Like, trying to save money, trying to figure out how I'm going to sell the car. Will I be able to afford to sell it? If I can't sell it, can I Turo it? Can I leave it with family and friends and they put it on Turo? Can they send me $100 a month? Will they do that for me? You feel me? Because these are things that you got to worry about. What's going to be my lucrative income? What's going to be my first investment? I mean, thinking my fucking head off. And instead of just paying attention to the signs. And that was the last sign I needed for the day. I know where I'm going. I know where I'm supposed to be. That's for sure. For sure. I'm supposed to be in Ghana, y'all. Oh, wait. Y'all just don't know how good I feel.
When I tell people I moved to Ghana, sometimes I'm met with very weird faces like, girl, why would you want to move there? And it still shocks me because there's so much to the world that is just very enjoyable. One of the best things that I really enjoy about Ghana is I can live in the best of both worlds. Like, where in the States can you tell your Uber driver, hey, can you pull over real quick so I can get some fresh coconut? Yeah, that's not happening. And then right after, you pull up to your matcha spot. That's all the vibes and all the aesthetics. Oh, and if you're new here, I'm Jam. I moved to Ghana in 2025 after coming for a friend's wedding. button and decided, yeah, this is home. So now I'm building and enjoying my life, and I'm teaching others how to get remote jobs so they can do the same thing for themselves. But y'all, can y'all believe that I'm a whole mom living here in Ghana for months and I still don't have a boo-boo? Yeah, we're gonna change that today. I'm picking up some finds. I found a few fabrics that I was just really feeling and vibing with, and we picking up some cute things today. And y'all, I truly love traditional print because there's just so many different patterns, and it just always looks so good, and they're gonna hit every time. Y'all, I look so good in this stuff. Like, do you hear me? Do you feel me? Back to the culture. Part of the reason why I share my experiences online is because there is so much of the world that we really have no clue about, and I really want us as a diaspora to just be more connected and understand that there are truly lived experiences that are enjoyable and still as worthy outside of the States. So I say all that to say that, man, this is always becoming a love letter to Ghana. Like, what is happening, y'all? Anywho, I'm very intentional about how I'm going into this new year, and I hope you guys are the same as well. As always, I'm sending love to whoever needs it. Love you guys. Mwah.
4 reasons I'm relocating to Ghana. Number 1, my mental health and physical health comes first. The cold, the stress, the grind, it's absolutely draining. My mental health is suffering and it's taking a toll on my physical health. There is no amount of antidepressants and or therapy that's going to undo the toll of the day-to-day of waking up in a place that your mind, body and soul just doesn't fuck with. I'm so sorry. Like, why are we all on vitamin D anyways? It's a battle that meds can't fix because the environment itself is the problem. I feel like I'm forcing my body to adapt to a place that isn't really built for me. When I'm in Ghana, the sun warms up my body in a way that no supplement or medication can. Like, I breathe easier, my body's just a lot less stiff, I'm more mobile. I genuinely feel like when I'm in Ghana as well, all of a sudden these aches and pains that I get associated with my conditions, they somehow also take a vacation, and I can't ignore that. It's more than just a comfort thing. It's literally what seems to help me heal and manage my condition a lot better. Reason number 2, I need more than just making it through the day. Now, I would be foolish if I didn't acknowledge the clear privilege and opportunities around the UK. The system in the UK makes it so that you can earn money in the UK. There is work, there is employment. Whereas I know that's a lot more difficult in Ghana. But this same system makes it incredibly difficult to build and or sustain wealth. The cost of living, taxes, and random expenses eat away at any savings you could possibly think of putting together. It makes it feel like no matter how much hard work you put in, there's nothing for you to keep for yourself, to grow, or to pass on to your kids. It makes the days short and life even shorter. You just kind of go through life month by month on survival mode, just trying to get through your day. And this cannot be life. With all that in mind, and as the child of immigrant parents, why would I find myself in this unique position where I can earn money in London, in the UK, and go back to Africa and grow that money? It just feels like such a missed opportunity, and I'd be doing myself a disservice if I didn't take advantage of that. Number 3, community. I'm going where I'm loved, I'm adored, I'm respected, valued, and people are kind. London will literally never, ever beat the bad vibes allegations. I promise you that. The culture of negativity here is suffocating. People are tired, they're overworked, undervalued, and constantly on edge. You can literally feel it in the way that people walk and talk and interact with you if they choose to interact with you. It's really sad. I know that people are trying to get through their day, but sometimes the vibe here, it feels like kindness is an afterthought. Ghana though, my Ghana, completely different energy. There's people in Ghana who have close to nothing and still wake up with a reason to smile. They still are able to keep their kindness and their humanity. It's just so much easier to build community in Ghana. You can smile and at somebody and you're guaranteed a smile back. You can wave and, guarantee that somebody's going to wave back and not question your motive. The sense of community is real and people move with warmth and kindness. Number 4, legacy. This is a long one, so just bear with me. And I know this is and sounds grandiose. At least in Ghana, the idea of making an impact on the landscape and development of Ghana is a real and possible reality. Ghana is very much a developing country with immense potential. I've had friends that have gone back and started farming. I've had friends that have gone back and opened salons. I've had friends that have gone back and opened resale spaces and more. People are actively moving back and building themselves a future. Imagine if we all share that common goal to move back and elevate Ghana's progression. There is something so poetic about how our parents migrated here with hopes and dreams of like giving us a better future. They faced so much adversity just so they could give us these advantages. And now here we are as a generational immigrant parents. Or let me speak for myself. Here I am, in a place where I'm finally realizing that perhaps the place our parents left behind to make a better life for us is the place that we need to go back to create a better standard of living for ourselves. I find myself in a position where I'm asking myself questions. Is there a legacy here in London that I can leave for my son? Or am I here working to survive and raise my child up to do the same? How many of us can actually look around us now and say that we have made a contribution, worthwhile contribution to the place we live, the place we're raising our children, and we can get up every day and see and feel that contribution? I say that all to just say that my mind is finally made up. This has been years in the making, and it's gotten to the point, and it had to get to the point, I believe, where I was physically and spiritually uncomfortable where I am. As nerve-wracking and as unnerving as any huge life transition or transformation can be, I am really, really, really excited, and I'm putting my faith in God to get through this process and make it to the other side, knowing that I've made a decision that's going to be for the betterment of myself and my child. So thanks for watching, guys, and keep tuning in as we get ready to move to Ghana 2026. Yay! Bye.